Hello everyone, welcome to Mediation. What to do is just start off by having everyone introduce themselves. I'll start and then we'll just kind of go in a circle. My name's Jack, I'm your mediator today.
My name is Lonnie Loftus. I'm the owner and sole proprietor of Lonnie Lofts.
Yeah, I'm Sal Newhouse.
And how would you like to be referred to?
Sal is fine.
Lonnie is fine.
Sorry, can you say your name one more time?
Lonnie?
Lonnie.
Yeah, it's not the most fun name, but my parents.
Okay. Alright, and so is everyone comfortable right now? Your seats are okay?
Yeah.
Temperature is fine?
Yes.
Does anyone have any time commitments? They can only be here so long?
No, I just want to get this settled.
Okay. Alright, and everyone's present who needs to be?
Yes.
Are
Yes.
you both represented?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
yes, we are, but they're not
But they're
present.
not
Okay. Alright, and so did you both have a chance to look at the agreement to mediate?
Yes.
Yes.
And you both had a chance to review that and sign it and,
Mhm.
okay.
Yes.
Alright, so what I like to do is, I'm not sure how familiar you are with mediation, but I like to just explain my process, because everyone's process is a little different. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by explaining how mediation works, and then after I'm done, you'll be basically discussing amongst yourselves, where you go and how to resolve your issues. So, start off here, mediation is, it's a voluntary discussion, so you both agreed to be here, and thank you for that. And so what we're going to do is, I'm just going to give the floor to you basically. You're going to talk about what's important to you, and then you're going to just discuss that as much as you can. I'm not going to be talking that much. This is the most I'll be talking throughout the whole process. And I'll just be helping any way I can to help facilitate your discussion. And so mediation does work for a lot of people. Hopefully it can work for you, but I just like to ask that you guys give it a chance. And we can hopefully reach a resolution, but we don't have to. You don't have to commit to anything here. So, my role here is I'm a neutral. I don't take any sides. I don't know anything about your situation. I'll be asking you to explain that shortly. And I'll just be doing my best to facilitate your discussion here. So just remember, this is your discussion. No, and I don't really need to be a part of that. I'll just talk any way I can. As far as different legal matters go, I'm not a professional. I'm not going to be giving you any professional advice. That's not my role here. If you decide to draft any kind of agreement, I can help, but I can give you any advice with that. We'll tackle it when we get there. As far as confidentiality issues go, as far as the legal system is concerned, I'm not allowed to testify. I don't want to testify about this. I want to keep it as private as we can here. As far as you two go, you can tell whoever you want unless you have an agreement to keep this confidential. There are some exceptions to the confidentiality rule. I can talk about if you were planning to commit some kind of dangerous crime or something like that, or if there was a conflict of interest, or if there's any violation or breach of professional responsibility. But I don't think we should run into those, and I'll let you know if it looks like we're kind of getting into that territory. And so I just want to remind you again, this is a voluntary process. You only have to be here as long as you feel like it's. So if you don't feel like this isn't working for you, you can feel free to leave, or you can feel free to try something else. And so what the majority of this mediation session is going to be is we're going to be together. We're going to be discussing your issues. If you feel like it's a good idea, or if I might suggest as well, is we could break off into separate groups to meet individually, one-on-one. So if you feel like that would be a good idea, let me know. Otherwise, if I feel like I might suggest it, but we don't have to do that. It's up to you. And so, if you two do reach an agreement today, that's great. We can work out the basics of that, and we can also write it up if you'd like. And if not, there's other steps we can take. We could schedule another mediation, or you could talk about what you want to do from here. So thanks for listening to all of that. Do you have any questions? All right, so I have to start with the person who's bringing the suit. to start off here, and then we can go from there, okay? Just tell us about why you're here and what's important to you.
Okay, well, I entered into a contract about adding a loft to my new house. And we agreed that the cost of the loft would be $12,000. And I paid $4,000 for the materials before the work started. And then we agreed that the rest of it would be paid after it was finished. So the work started on April 25th. But it wasn't, but at the end of the day, they had opened the roof. So he covered it with plastic, but then it started raining that night. So the plastic broke and it rained down into the house and caused a lot of damage to the walls and the ceilings of the second floor, and also my new custom designed couch was ruined. So what I wanted was for him to pay for the repairs and the sofa.
How much does that cost?
The repairs?
Yeah.
It is estimated that the water damage on the second floor will be between 20 to 22,000, and then to finish the loft will be another 8,000.
Okay. Lonnie?
Well, as Sal said, we had a contract for me to build a loft, $12,000. Sal did give me $4,000 for materials, which then I began work as soon as possible. She wanted me to start on April 25th, and I did start. And it was a pretty standard job at first. But then I had to open up the roof to do some work, obviously. And there was damage, like she said. And we had a conversation, because she didn't like that the roof was open. So we had a conversation, and Sal demanded something be done. And we had a little conversation on how that could be handled. And we covered it with plastic, and after deliberation, because I always talk to my clients about the best course of action on their home especially. And just so happened that night, at the end of the day, it was like one of the worst storms, I don't know if you recall, in that time.
That was a bad one.
In April, yeah, it was nuts, and like, it doesn't happen very often. Basically, it broke the plastic and it damaged the interior of the house, like she said. It went from the wall, ceiling, second floor bedroom, and then the floor, and it damaged the couch that she was speaking of. And the next day, Sal demands that I just correct all of this, which was not even our original agreement. And I want to help Sal, and that really took me by surprise. And from there, it kind of got rough because I covered the roof back up, and I just never went back because she demanded that I repair all that. So I went from a loft, adding a loft in a room, to fixing walls and replacing furniture that cost almost $1,300. And now I'm being sued for $45,000 plus attorney's fees. So I just think that's nuts, and I'm here in good faith to try to come to an agreement, but that's not. I mean, if we agree to do a job for $12,000 and she wants $45,000, where did that jump? I know that jump came from the damage, but where is that the same service? So the price pretty much tripled if I'm doing my math correctly. Maybe quadrupled, but I'm not good at math. So that's where we're at, and I want to solve this. So.
All right, so the initial contract was for $12,000?
Yes, and that was to add a loft into Sal's home, because you were remodeling, correct? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
And the damage ended up being about $30,000?
Yeah.
All right. Well, do either of you have any ideas about things you could do to resolve this?
I just kind of, I find it a little frustrating only because it, she's citing, did you say 30,000? How much did you say?
For the repairs?
Yeah,
Yes, but the lawsuit was 45, but
Yeah.
that's
that's the other stuff,
including,
yes.
yeah.
Well, because, I feel like a lot of things that were damaged, and this is just me being honest with you, Sal, I feel like a lot of that was gonna be repaired, and now that it got damaged in the rain, that just kinda makes it kind of like, well, let me just throw that onto the contractor, and I wanna come to some sort of agreement where maybe I can help you repair all that, but not at the cost you're asking, because I'm already losing money, or I'm gonna lose money, and at this point, if I break even, because I wanna fix the situation, that's probably the best case for me. So, I guess my solutions could go one of two ways, I guess. We could either just not do any business and try to figure out some sort of settlement, I don't know, on your end or whatever. Or, we could do business, but there's gonna be cost involved, but it won't be how much you cited me, obviously, because I have some numbers of my own. So, I mean, I'd be happy to try to kind of fix this stuff, because it's unfortunate that some of your stuff was damaged, but I'm not gonna, you know, it's not gonna be $30,000 or $45,000.
What do you think about that, Sal?
I would really just like to get it fixed, because as it is now, the water damage has caused a lot of rot. So it really has to be fixed as soon as possible, if it's not gonna get any worse, which is gonna add additional costs. So I would really like to make some sort of agreement so it can be repaired.
Okay, and, just for the sake of us kind of building our trust back, because there was a misunderstanding, and we're here obviously to try to work things out. I'm open to fixing the whole situation, and I do have some calculations in mind that I've ran through my company and through some people in the field.
Mm-hmm.
But I really need to know, just from a peace of mind perspective, before all this was even damaged, were you planning on replacing like a lot of the walls and all that stuff that got damaged anyways? Just so I feel better about that, because I feel like you were gonna do that, and then the damage almost gave you a reason to accelerate that and maybe kind of implicate me in that. And if, once I get past that issue personally, I feel maybe I can just let it go in that sense and just start the work and forget about that part, because that's the part that's really kind of bothering me, like from a personal standpoint. Once I get clarity on that, then maybe, once I get clarity on that, I feel like it'd be easier for me to let go the issue that we have and just start talking objectively about numbers and what I can do to help.
Yeah, well, it is an old house, so I was planning on doing some remodeling, but maybe not to the extent that I have to now. It was more about just moving a couple of walls,
Okay.
but not replacing everything.
So would you say it's about
So it is,
like half it maybe, like, or like, I'm just trying to get like a percentage in my mind. Like from, instead of like, oh, I was just trying to repair a few wall fixtures or something, I just kind of just have a picture in my mind, like what you're planning to do prior.
I'm not sure how, what kind of a percentage I would put in, but it is more work now than I was initially planning on getting done.
Okay. And did you happen to do you happen to post any sort of like reviews on like contractors? Do you go on any of those websites or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Just because I feel like my reputation is kind of taking a hit. Not that you have said anything, because you haven't, but I just think people talk.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if we were to come to an agreement today, and I want to fix your stuff, and I've been doing this for 8 years, and I know the most efficient and cheap way to fix this,
Mm-hmm.
and I can get that ball rolling, so to speak. But I would it would be really helpful maybe if you had like a Facebook or like a Yelp or like a Twitter, just to kind of say, hey, Lonnie is a good contractor, I recommend him, because that would really help me. But that's one of the things I'm thinking about too. But
yeah, that would be fine if you fixed it. Yeah.
Okay.
So What are you thinking about the costs? Do you have any insurance or?
Yeah, that's the tough part. Actually, the insurance actually, I believe, yeah, the insurance, I don't have it, basically, so, yeah, I lost the insurance like a month before this happened, and I was in the process of getting it switched, but some paperwork and just bureaucracy in my office kind of prolonged that process. So once everything was kind of in a row, this happened. So now it's just like, I want to settle this before I go to an insurance company, because this could really, mess up my premium. So I don't have insurance to cover the situation, and your job, actually, I kind of lost a little bit of money, and I'm kind of restrictive on cash flow at the moment. So, actually, like, I could do the job, but I'm essentially gonna make no profit. So that's kind of my best case scenario at this point. So that's where I'm at. And I do have some numbers here, and honestly I could do most of it myself, but that's kind of the pickle I'm in, the insurance got messed up, that's not on you, that's on my company. But if I had insurance, it'd be a little bit easier to figure out the cost and the payouts, but I don't have insurance, the cash flow's low. I cannot forego like profit, so like at this point I'm headed down that path, but there has to be, even if it's $1, I need to make some profit on this. And I feel like we're in a conundrum to where I assume the risk that something may have happened as well as you, so I feel like we're kind of in it together in that sense. And I just kind of want to go in and fix this. And I have some numbers in mind, but I don't know how you would feel about them. And the insurance piece is actually kind of unfortunate, because that would have really helped me out.
Okay, so it sounds like you'd both like to get this resolved relatively quickly. Is that right? So you want it resolved because of the water damage, so you want.
Yes.
And you still want to do business with Lonnie?
Mm-hmm.
And Lonnie, you want to get this taken care of before your insurance?
Sounds cool, we didn't have any problems until Mother Nature stepped in and kind of just threw some rain on us, and it sucks, because if that was my house, I'd be worried too. Like, so my business is on the line, my reputation on the line, your home, what you see, a vision of your home's on the line, so I feel like those are two important things.
Well, it sounds like you have a relatively good relationship, so that's good. It sounds like you've already reached one agreement at least. So you feel like an impact of negative reviews?
Well, I feel I don't see anything negative, but this is kind of a small city, and people are starting to talk, and there's retirees with money here, so they're just like, oh, Lonnie doesn't have a new like big project, and they're like, oh, did you hear about the house that got rained on? Do you know if Lonnie was on that job? So no one's really connecting the dots yet, but people are starting to talk, and my reputation is my business. I've been doing this for 8 years. First time anything like this has ever happened, so I have a really solid reputation in the community. So there's some concerns there, so no one specifically has come out and said that, I'm not good, but if that were to happen, I'd be, out of business, and I already have a cash flow problem. My insurance lapsed, I don't have, because this job was going to bring in some good money, but a lot of things happened. My business is kind of in a pinch. I feel like this agreement and or job will either make me or break me.
And Sal has agreed to help you out with your reputation, is that right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do you have any ideas about what that would involve?
It would be what you said, posted on Facebook or some sort of social media.
Have you ever heard of Yelp?
Yes.
Can you do that? Can you do Yelp too? Because that's like one that I know you don't go on it, but a lot of my business has come from that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Perfect. And so it also sounds like you'd be willing to do the repairs for Sal?
Yes, I would.
And Sal, you'd want him to do that?
Yes, if you can do it soon.
Alright, and so the main point we gotta figure out here is the numbers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's kind of the tricky part.
Right. So, Sal, you believe that it would be about $30,000 to cover all the costs?
Yes, that's the,
That was the budget that, sounds like the budget you proposed to me.
Alright, how much do you think it would cost, Lonnie?
Well, Lonnie told me, excuse me, I'm Lonnie. Sal told me that $30,000 was budgeted for this entire project. I did some numbers, and at no cost, at no profit for me, it's pretty rough. I need to make a little profit, so I essentially have, it would cost $18,000 to repair all the damage. It would cost $18,000 to repair all the damage. And to finish the loft would be $8,000 from the original $12,000 that we contracted for.
Mhm.
So the work I did do, we agreed on 12. It would cost
Yes.
8 to finish, and to repair all the damage would be $18,000. And I would need some of that money up front for supplies and my payroll, essentially. But it can be done for that price easily.
So it sounds like your total is getting to about 26,000?
Yeah, and that's to finish, and that's my starting point, so I don't want you to think I'm holding you to a fire here, but, it would be 18 to repair all the damage, and then to finish the loft, $8,000. So that's like kind of where I'm starting from essentially.
Mhm.
And that's what I budgeted, and that's really little to no room for profit, so that's where I'm at, like financially on the calculations my firm did, on my business, excuse me.
Well, it sounds like you both agree on the cost of the loft, about $8,000.
Yes,
So it'd mainly be the cost of repairs that are in dispute.
yes. Because the loft he was gonna do either way, and we already agreed that I would pay $12,000 for that.
So,
It's the additional costs.
okay, so if you're gonna pay 12,
So I already paid 4.
you paid 4 for materials, yes?
Yes.
Okay,
So it's 8 left for the loft.
yeah, there we go, okay, math, yay, excuse me. So, the loft I was gonna do either way,
Yeah.
and you're correct on that, so now we have this number on the repairs. How much did you calculate the damages to be
20 to 22,000.
to fix, or
Mhm.
just in general?
The cost of finish or doing the repairs of the water damage.
Yeah, see 22, and I have here a discount I feel at 16. So that brought down the price dramatically. So I'm definitely at 16. I mean, excuse me, 18, sorry, I'm at 18. Cause I said 18, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so I'm at 18 to fix, which is a discount from 22, and then I can probably give you a discount on the remaining for the loft, but, especially with all the damage that's been done, to your property, 18K is like a really, really responsible price and estimate, I feel. Because I don't know who quoted you 22, but I've been in the industry for 8 years, and I got at 18, and I just wanna get this done, so I'm not even having any room to add costs anywhere, essentially.
How do you feel about that, Sal?
I just don't believe that I should have to pay all of that because the water damage happened because of the work that you did on the loft. So I don't think I should be responsible for paying for the repairs because I wouldn't have had to pay for that if that didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but under these sorts of agreements and contracts, there's an assumption of the risk. So, as a homeowner, you assume the risk of something happening that is beyond the contractor's control, like Mother Nature, And
But we knew that it would start raining.
yeah, no, we did, we had a
So-
conversation. We had a conversation about how to fix the roof
And
and cover
you
it.
thought it would be sufficient to just cover it with plastic.
I don't think that's how I recall it. I think it's, yeah, you talked with me about the best way to secure it.
Yes, and then you said to put plastic over the hole.
Yeah, so, and I'm not even saying to throw it all on you, but what I am saying is that I'm kind of acknowledging that something crazy happened. So beyond both of our controls. So to say because I was there to fix a loft, you know, your house is now damaged and I'm solely responsible for that, I don't really see how that adds up because, you know.
Well, because we knew that it would start raining because it was in the forecast, and we get a lot of rainstorms like that during spring. So I did talk to you about something being done to the hole because we were expecting rain. So when you said that cover it with plastic would be the best way to secure it, I would think that should work.
Well, it does work, but as we know, that rainstorm, as we do get them, that particular type of rainstorm doesn't happen all the time, like that amount of rain. So we do get a lot of rain. So under normal circumstances, we would have been in a good position. So, I just don't see how I'm stuck with the whole bill is my kind of thing, especially, you know.
Well, since we do get this kind of rain often too, because it's the spring downpours. Since you are in this business and you do this kind of work a lot, I would think that you had a sufficient way of securing it.
Well,
since you're used to this weather.
Yeah, we use plastic cover on a lot of other jobs, and this has never happened, so that's usually what works for our company. So in the event this was the one time it didn't work, I apologize, but this was not some novel idea I came up with the day of your project. So, I mean, we had a conversation. I did what I normally do in these situations, and it didn't work out that way. So I don't see how I'm stuck with the bill. I mean, I've given you some numbers, and you're telling me that I'm responsible because of the rain, so I just want to kind of see some more, like, movement on your end, because I've given you numbers that I'm willing to work with, and I'm acknowledging that it's kind of on both of us for the rain, but I don't see anything else aside from that on, like, your end. So do you have any ideas? Because telling me that, you know, it's kind of my fault that it stormed and I didn't do something right doesn't really solve the issue, I feel.
I just think that because of the rain and because of how you covered it, I shouldn't pay all of the costs for repairing the water damage. But I don't think that you need to pay for everything, because I was planning on doing some work there either way, but not up to $18,000.
Okay, and we agree on that. Like, I agree that you shouldn't pay for every single thing, and I don't think I should either. So we're at 18. So we're at 18, and the loft's at 8, which you've already paid me. You paid me 4 for the materials.
Yes, but the 8 I will pay you when you finish the loft.
Okay, so the 8's not even a question.
No.
Okay, so now.
Because we agree on that number. We have already.
Okay, so 8's not even the question. So it's this 18 that's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you have an idea of how much you would be willing to pay, Sal?
I mean, I can knock off, you know what, like, this is gonna be rough for my business and myself, but, I can knock off 1,000 from the 18, offer 17, and then knock off 1,000 from the remaining loft price. So now my current offer is, we agreed on the 8K, but now you'd only owe me 7 for the loft when it's done, and I would knock down the total to fix all the damage to 17. So I went down and I'm gonna give you a discount on the loft due to your inconvenience, because I really just wanna get this like done with and fixed. Like, if we come to an agreement today, I can show up tomorrow,
Okay,
essentially.
yeah, that would be, if we were to agree to something, the work would need to be done immediately, because.
I'm sorry, yeah, that's,
But also another concern was, the couch that, was damaged. I don't know what you're thinking about that.
yeah, that's very unfortunate. Is there another one kinda like it, or how are you looking to solve that issue?
Well, it was damaged, so, or it's ruined, so I can't.
Yeah, so
I don't
do
think
you
I
want a
can
new one,
fix
or do you
that.
want one like that? That's what I'm kinda trying to figure out.
Yeah, I would need to replace it
The,
with a new one.
and how much is that?
$12.95.
Well, I mean, there was nowhere really in our agreement that I repair furniture, but once again, I'm here trying to work with you. I could split that cost with you, since I feel like, it's both of our kind of responsibility at this point. So I'd be willing to help you replace or get a new couch, but I would have to split that cost with you, because that's kind of a lot of money, like. And if you want, I can somehow incorporate this into the payment structure, and I'm okay with that, but to give you $1,200 right now is definitely out of the, like this minute, like from my pocket, is definitely out of the question, especially with cash flow problem. So I guess the way I propose, and you can tell me how you feel, is we either split C's on this, and I can get you that couch. I can give you my half, depending on I don't have to pay anything up front right away. I can split C's that with you right now, or you can just apply a percentage, maybe $1,000 or something, a percentage of this $12.95 to your balance, and then you save more money, and then you can use that money you save to go buy another couch, because your budget's $30,000 for this project. So there's some wiggle room there, I feel. And if you save money, if I give you a discount based on the damage to the couch, maybe you can go buy something that costs more than that, or costs less, I don't know, that's really up to you, but those are my two propositions in that sense.
Can you explain that again?
I just wanna clarify real quick, is the couch separate from the repair costs?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay, so you want me to give you the money to buy a new couch based on the damage for the $1,200 couch? So my two propositions, how to fix this, would be we either split the costs evenly down the middle, and I give you the half of that value. So I think it's like $600, excuse me.
Yeah.
$600 something, like, in a few days or whatever. And then you eat the other half and go buy the couch tomorrow, whatever you wanna buy it. Or I apply a percentage of this $12.95 as a discount. So I'm not offering a full discount for $95, maybe $1,000.
Okay.
I'd apply a discount of $1,000 to the total of the job that I'm doing, the repairs and maybe, or the loft, wherever you
So
wanna
it
apply.
would be 16,000 instead of.
Yeah, it would, but if you want, we could even apply it to the loft, finishing the loft, wherever you wanna put it.
Okay.
16 is kind of a little, cutting it short a little bit, but however you wanna do it, you wanna put 500 on the 17, and 500 on the total of the loft, that's fine.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I rather it not all hit the 17, but it's
Okay.
really up to you, just from a financial standpoint.
Can I clarify one more thing? Does it matter where you take the money out, cause isn't that still part of the total cost, or am I?
It is, but I will be getting paid, at the end, so I do
Okay, so
I'm
it's
doing
about
the job.
which one you get more of?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I
so
see.
that's kind of the situation.
Okay, yeah, we can just apply to the cost of
credit?
the loft. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so you wanna put 1,000 on the, so okay, so then now, 6K will be due for you when I'm done with the repairs in the loft.
Yeah.
And the job's gonna cost 17,000. And, that's something I feel I can live with. Give me 1 second, but, and I can start this as soon as possible. 1 second, excuse me. I mean, how do you feel about the numbers we come to agreed?
Yeah, I think I can be okay with that.
Okay.
As long as the work starts immediately, so
Yeah.
we can get this sorted out.
And I would definitely need to purchase some materials for the repairs. And I
Yes.
don't have so the cash flow for that, so I might need some of the money to pay in advance. I might need some of this total to be paid to in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I can start tomorrow to be there at 8 a.m.
Yes.
I could get some of this money from the total to get materials,
Mm-hmm.
and to also, to compensate because it's just gonna be me. I'm not gonna have workers. It's just gonna be me. So since I'm having kind of a cash flow problem, if you could give me the material money so I can go out tomorrow morning and get it and start, and also there's some way maybe you could advance my pay for the week just for 1 week so I can catch up my finances due to all this, and start talking to insurance companies. That would really help me out as well. So.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Okay, you're okay with that?
Yeah,
'Cause
I have the money.
it would
set
get
aside for this
it would get me
project,
out of thank you. It would get me out of this hole I'm in, and you obviously want to get your house repaired. And
Yeah.
if the money's lined up, which you're saying it is, and you're willing to help me, 8 a.m. tomorrow I'll be there, and
Okay.
I'll go to Lowe's, and I'll be there 8 to 6, for the next however long this takes. But it's gonna be just me, so you don't have to worry about huge overhead costs in that sense. But having that salary for the first week up front would really help me, so I thank you
Okay.
for that.
Yeah.
But that's essentially, thank you, I appreciate that.
Do either of you have an idea of how much it would be up front?
I don't know how much materials would cost. I kind of have a picture, but I would need to kind of go analyze the damage a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I think tomorrow morning I'm gonna spend an hour analyzing what I need for materials, and then offer you that. But you do have a big picture of what you're gonna pay, so you would just keep deducting from
Yes.
that. So even if I said building, which it wouldn't be, this is a crazy scenario, but even if I said materials cost $10,000, I need that now, that's coming out of the grand total anyways. So
Yeah.
once I get that price tomorrow, I can definitely tell Sal, and then we can go to Lowe's or Home Depot together, and you can
Mhm.
see everything I buy, and so
Yeah, that's fine. You can tell me when you.
yeah.
once you
Once I
figure
look
it
at
out.
the damage more, and I know based on past experiences with water damaged homes, it's gonna be similar, if not a little bit more than the 4,000 for the loft. So it's not anything too crazy. Especially with the contract and the deals, not contract, but the agreements I have with the big box stores. When you own a company, you get percentage if you buy in bulk. So, I have a good deal with it. So
Mhm.
it ain't gonna be, it's.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys have made excellent progress. So I just want to review everything that we talked about so far. So the first thing you agreed to is, Sal, you would be giving Lonnie some positive feedback on social media and Yelp specifically?
Yeah, after the work is finished.
After the work is
yes.
finished. And then as far as the prices go, Lonnie, you offered a discount just in general for the damages, and then for the discount for the couch.
Yes.
So that leaves the loft at 6,000,
Mhm.
and the total repairs to be 17,000.
Yeah, the total repairs for the damage is 17. The loft price when I'm done is now 6,000, and that's with applying the 1,000 discount for the couch that we've compromised on. So, because I started at 18, but I knocked off 1,000. So
Right, and then you agreed to go to Sal's house to start repairs immediately?
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
as in tomorrow, are you gonna be analyzing the house and
yeah,
then starting
8
repairs?
8 a.m. I'll be there with coffee in hand and ready to go. Yeah, and I'll be there all week. Like I said, it's a small business, so I'm gonna be doing all the work mostly myself. And the particular water damage is something that I'm kind of good at in my area, so I can definitely knock that out.
Alright, and then you'll also be agreeing to have some of the money up front. Is that to be paid tomorrow?
Yeah,
After I analyze how much I would need, so my understanding, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but once we get how much a rough estimate of what I might need in materials, I'll let Sal know. And she can even call me if she wants, but I'll have a receipt obviously itemized. And also along those lines, I'm getting my first week's salary up front too,
yes.
which comes out of the job, but I'll let Sal know those calculations tomorrow morning, how we do that.
Alright, so you're getting the first week's salary and the cost of materials.
Yes,
Right.
and to be deducted from the total cost, obviously.
Yes.
Alright, so that takes care of the prices, that takes care of the repairs, it takes care of the reputation, also takes care of the couch. Was there anything else you two wanted to discuss?
One thing, once again, I apologize. You know, this is tough, so that's what I wanted to talk about, just say I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't have any other concerns.
Alright. Well, so did you two want to like write up an agreement right now, or did you wanna figure?
I feel maybe, you have a lot of experience in these, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking maybe since we don't get the numbers until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we also have lawyers representing.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe we gotta send this to our lawyers. My lawyers, I talked to him before this, and kind of everything I've talked about, he green-lighted, so I don't know how your counsel feels about the situation, but my counsel was, with everything I kind of told him what I was thinking, and he thought that was cool, but he still needs to sign off on some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, what's your situation?
I would just like to go through everything, but it's probably gonna be fine.
Okay, and could we know by tonight if he's okay with that, just because I'm gonna show up tomorrow, so.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I'm gonna need some confirmation tonight, just so I know to show up tomorrow and start work, because, you know, you want your home repaired, and I wanna just knock it out and get it done and do a good job, so.
Yeah, no, of course.
Right, so are there any other logistics you need to figure out?
Can I tell my lawyer about all this stuff?
You're,
All this-
as I explained in the opening, yeah.
Okay.
You're allowed to talk to anyone you want about this, unless you want it confidential, then you two can agree on that. So yes, you should be absolutely
Cause he
allowed.
said I could, but he's kind of silly or weird at times, and, you know, I just gotta double check with someone else who's not
Right.
getting money from you, essentially. Yeah, so I just like to get an objective opinion on that. So I guess, do you want my lawyer to contact you, or do you want to contact me, or do you?
Yes, so I will let you know, or
Okay.
your lawyer, or.
Oh, you know, I stay
You
up
want
late.
to be, okay,
So can you just, you know, email me or give me a call, you have my telephone number?
Yes.
And tell me this, I guess not what your lawyer said, but the status of his stance, and whether or
Yeah,
not I can.
just to let you know if what we talked about is still.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
can
I
I show
will.
up tomorrow, because, as of right now, I'm planning to show up late.
Yeah, but it's probably gonna be fine, so
Okay.
I will just let you know as soon as
I appreciate that, and I
talk to my
stay,
lawyer.
yeah, and like I said, don't worry about at what hour, just whenever you have the green light, just let me
Mhm.
know, because I'll be prepared and ready to go.
Okay, perfect.
Alright, so Sal, you're going to be contacting Lonnie tonight, and then
Mm-hmm.
Lonnie will be coming over at about 8
8
AM. And, alright, so do you want to write an agreement now, or just?
I think maybe we should have a paper outlining the points we made, and that'd be easier for you to contact or show your lawyer, right? Instead of walking in and telling them like X, Y, and Z, he can see what we kind of agreed upon.
Yeah.
Alright. Well,
Since
we can
you're the-
definitely do the
yeah.
outline, absolutely.
And since you're the mediator and done hundreds of these kind of things, I think you're the best person to do this.
Well, we'll see. Alright, so you agreed to have the loft price be at $6,000, and that's from a discount
Mm-hmm.
because of the damages, and also $1,000 from the couch. The cost of repairs have similarly been reduced for damages, so it's down to 17,000.
Yes.
And Sal, you're paying the rest of this. Wait, so you're paying 17,000 and the 6,000.
Yes.
Right. Some of the money to be determined later will be given in advance,
Yes.
starting tomorrow and for the first week of salary.
Yes, I'll let her
Yes.
know my salary.
That we have to agree on tomorrow.
Yeah,
to
tomorrow
figure
morning.
out.
And the building material estimates. Tomorrow morning I'll give her the estimate of building materials and then the one salary amount, and then we'll go from there. The 1 week salary, excuse me, up front, and then we'll go from there.
Repairs are also starting tomorrow.
Yep. Yep,
Yes.
I will be there bright and early once I get the materials, and I'll have my hammers and whatever you use to fix houses.
And I'm just gonna put that you're also going to be there tomorrow morning to analyze the
Yep.
costs.
Yep. You had also put down that I need to know by tonight if it's okay with the lawyer,
Yeah.
because my lawyer, he's okay with it.
Right.
Try to keep him out of decisions usually.
So Sal will contact you this evening?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, and it will be just you who's going to be
Yes.
doing the repairs? Alright, and then after the repairs are done, you agree to post
Yes.
positive things about Lonnie?
Reviews on Yelp.
Yes, yes. I have one of those stickers that says, I'm liked on Yelp, so I want to keep that going.
Is it just Yelp or other websites?
I think you said Facebook maybe, but yeah, those, but the more the merrier, whatever you feel comfortable with, but
Mhm.
Yelp's the big one.
Alright. So I think, if you wanna look this over, I think this is everything you talked about.
Yeah, looks good.
Looks good, Mr. Mediator.
I'll go to my mediator office and photocopy this with my mediator 4-week offer.
Cool.
And I'll be back in a bit. But
Thank you.
thank you both for participating in this. I think a lot of progress is made. Hopefully you're happy with the solution as well, so
Mhm.
thanks for coming again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Sam.